Hey, Lindy over here. So today I went for a nice walk. I'd been very consistent at gym, going at least 3 times a week, but I had a bit of a health hiccup, and so hadn't been going as consistently. But today decided to go for a walk, get out of my funk, and I even stretched, and I just feel good. I feel really, really great. I really needed it. The sun was out and it was just amazing. And one of the things that really pushed me, I'm part of a community called Wisdom and Wellness by Bomile Dwaba. And currently there is a 10K step challenge. It's due at October. And the community is just so uplifting and so encouraging. And so if you also feel like you're in a bit of a funk, I would encourage you to find your community, people that will uplift you and will actually encourage you to be a better version of yourself. So today I wanted to talk about faith. So I am needing faith for certain things in my life, but there's something particular that I realized that, hey, actually I was going downhill and I didn't have enough faith for. So this will be talking to you and it will be talking to me as well. I am first led to think about the scripture Philippians 4 verse 6 to 7. Let me grab this. Not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds. Wow. There was a time where I needed to read the scripture daily. I used to read it daily and also sometimes even twice a day. And boy, did it really help to really get me back into stillness. So I just want to encourage us today that if unbelief attacks us, one of the things that we can do is read scripture, like the scripture. Find scriptures that will just make you feel great. Collect those scriptures, put them in a notes. I'm sure if you Google scriptures and affirmations to uplift your faith, you will get so many articles. And so just do that. Sometimes we really need to continuously uplift ourselves. Number 2, if you want to uplift your belief, is remembering whose you are. Do you really trust in God? Like, I'll ask myself that question. Do I really trust in God? There are certain things and certain times where I'm really trusting in God. And there are certain times where I can feel that, no, I'm not really trusting in God. Is it because I don't trust myself? Do I remember and acknowledge that He is the God who can do the impossible, the God who I believe created the heavens and the earth? At a time where I really needed faith and I really needed upliftment, I would actually say, God, I trust you. God, I trust you. And it actually would remind me of the power of God. Attacking unbelief is going to require us to remember who we are. So if we really trust and believe in God and believe that God is operating through us, then we must take hold of our thoughts. There are certain thoughts which will make us go down the rabbit hole of unbelief and misery and depression, but what we need to do with those thoughts is to remember who we are. And what we need to do is actually to observe those thoughts, interrogate them, and then interfere with scripture. Like I had mentioned in point 1, interfere with scripture, interfere with affirmations, and also calling out to God, which is so important, because sometimes we're just weak. We don't have it within us. Say, God, help me to fight these thoughts. Help me to get back to believe. Help me to trust in you. So taking our thoughts away from disbelief but into faith makes me think of the scripture, 2 Corinthians 10 verse 10. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself against the knowledge of God. We take captive every thought. So we're gonna need to be at warfare with these thoughts. But obviously I don't believe in pushing down emotions and thoughts. I believe in observing, and after the observation, then coming in and interrupting them. In order to do all the things that I just spoke about, it will be almost impossible to do it unless we continuously and consistently seek out the spiritual, seek out relationship with God or spirituality. It's going to be impossible without that. And there will be times where we are going to need to cry out to God, say, God, I can't do it without you. I need you in my life. And I want to talk about a testimony. I read about a lady who actually, she was believing, she had infertility, and she was believing God like consistently. She used to wake up in the morning without fail and do her morning routine, whatever it required for her to connect with God spiritually, and then she ended up having twins. So God can do the impossible as long as it's in alignment with his will. God can do the impossible. Let us stick in faith in him, and